What's going on, everybody? How's the Wolfpack Federation doing tonight? We are here. We are live for the Monday Night Raw review, and I know we're coming off a very unfulfilled PLE. I know Backlash was not it, and I gotta be honest, guys, girls, cats, and dogs. I was truly hoping, after what we got hit with at Backlash, that we were going to come out swinging this Monday Night Raw, and we did not. Hey, what up, Brennan? Too sweet! How are we tonight, Brody? Hope you had a fun and safe weekend. Man, Monday Night Raw just wasn't it tonight. They really needed to deliver tonight. Tonight needed to be a home run, I feel. Especially, and it wasn't just us saying that we weren't crazy about Backlash. If you went and saw other people that covered Backlash, they said the same thing, that Backlash just womped. There he is. There's my cowboy brother. What's good, Chappelle? What's up, family? We give you a too sweet, brother man. Too sweet. How are we, Chappelle? Always a good time when Chappelle's in the building. Let's go. So Chappelle and Brennan, did both of you guys see Monday Night Raw tonight? Because if not, honestly, you really didn't miss much. What up, SS Fernando? Yes, I am. I'm a collector of many different things, actually. What are you into, Fernando? There he is, the Tuesday night co-host, the man who rides on fire, Ghost Rider. What's goody, Brody? Too sweet, Ghost. Too sweet. How are we tonight, Ghost? Yeah, guys, and let me just throw this out there now, because I always go full disclosure on everything. If it looks a little weird when I'm talking tonight, don't mind it. I cut my gum on this side on Friday, and it's a little swollen, but so every now and then it might look weird when I'm talking or something, but I just wanted, just full disclosure, throw it out there. Not so that way you guys aren't like, what the hell is he doing? There he is. There's my brother from another mother, the troll exterminator. Big D in the building. What up, Donald? Too sweet. How are we? Just walking out of work. Whew. How dare they keep you a little later tonight? Don't they know Monday nights we need you here for 12:30? Damn jobs. These workplaces never listening. Imagine it was that easy. Only if it was really that easy. So, Monday Night Raw was a complete disappointment, a letdown. Me personally, if I put out a PLE, which is equivalent to pay-per-views, for anybody who doesn't know what a PLE is. And the word I'm seeing from everybody is that they thought it stunk. I'm going balls to the wall, all out, throwing the Hail Mary for Monday Night Raw to get everybody back to get, to keep that train from derailing after Backlash. What up, Ben? But they didn't do that. Instead, it kind of felt like they were insulting our intelligence tonight. That's what it really felt like while I was watching WWE tonight. Now, the main event, of course, is good. But that's an easy spot to do. You put Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Jacob Fatu into a quick segment at the end of the show. It's gonna be good. Like, I don't even think TKO could screw that up. I can't complain, Ben. I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. And welcome to the live. Chappelle said, I know one thing. That boy Fatu is all gas, no brakes. Yada mean? So Fatu said, I ain't gonna acknowledge nobody. I'm gonna level up my household. He said, what you think? You crazy? You want me to acknowledge you? You're gonna have to beat the acknowledgement into me. And it's a shame because that angle tonight was a home run. But why did we not get more of that tonight? Even if they didn't have anything to do tonight, then stretch out the Roman segment a little more. Give us what we needed to keep this show going. It's not like Monday Night Raw was an hour. Oh, I don't even know. Sigma beats me. What that it means. What up, D? Jacob's about to be our new world champ at SummerSlam, right? Either normal booking, someone who has their head on the right way, they would be booking this towards that. But because it's TKO, you never know. What's up, Shy? Well, thank you. Ben, are you asking me if I like girls with big booties? Is that the question? Chappelle said I can see that, right? No, I'm not, Shy. No, I'm single at the moment, Shy. There he is. There's my Irish psychopath. What up, Rob? What's up? There he is. My favorite Eagles fan. And his name is actually Eagles fan. It's fun, hilarious. What's up, Eagles? How are we, Brody? Too sweet to you, Rob? And to you, Eagles? Facts, bro. With TKO, you never know. And you know what? Kevin Nash put out something today which was really good. And he told TKO, one, to go fuck themselves, which I like that part. And two, he told TKO, leave Triple H alone and let him do his thing. Let him run the company. Because when Triple H was doing the storylines without the TKO interference, everybody was liking it. They were starting to, the storylines were starting to get good again. People were starting to talk. Shy. Oh, you got me laughing. Thanks, man. I spent time with my mom yesterday. We had a blast. Hey, that's awesome. Love to hear that, Rob. And happy Mother's Day to everybody's mother or wife. That anybody who is a mother out there, happy Mother's Day to them. You think The Rock has something to do with behind the scenes? So The Rock is so extremely busy right now that the only thing I think The Rock is doing is pitching an idea and then telling everybody that he'll be here for it, and then he's nowhere to be seen. Which I'm kind of I'm still mad at the John Cena heel turn. Because John Cena went heel on The Rock's idea, and The Rock said he would be hands-on, be part of the entire storyline, and we never saw him again. So I don't think The Rock is really doing much with W. He's not the big one. That's the problem. I think it's TKO as a whole that's just a raging pile of dog shit. And as long as TKO is doing what they're doing, they're literally sabotaging their own company at this point. I'm dead serious. I love wrestling fans. It seriously does something. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Hey, Shine, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We want to make sure you keep coming back. Donald said it's been a minute, but all the fire passes have been used tonight. Let the games begin. Like we need we need more than just Roman Reigns angle to be bringing you to the show. Yeah, this shit pissed me off, the Cena heel turn. It should have been epic. I'm a big Rock fan, but Rock fumbled that shit. Same. He dropped the ball on that shit hugely. And you know what? Never trust a man who comes out in jeans that looks like he's the honky tonk man. That should have been our first sign that there was a problem when The Rock came out in those jeans that night when Cena went heel. That shit was just terrible. Um, other than the actual main event tonight, the only other thing that was worth talking about and was funny about tonight's Monday Night Raw was the Obafemi Open Challenge. That was funny. So Obafemi came out. Nobody supposedly nobody in the back stepped up. So Oba got mad and went in the back himself and grabbed Garza and I forgot the other guy's name, Hector, I think, and dragged the two of them out to the ring and whooped their ass. Now that was a quick, funny segment. That was done good. They didn't spend a lot of time on it. The crowd went wild. They wanted to see Oba. You could see that the crowd is fully invested in Oba. So they did Oba right tonight. So what are they doing with Oba? Oba beats Lesnar and then has beat up nothing but bums. Yeah, they're just going to have Oba right now run through people. It would have been better if they had the Oba Open Challenge be with real competitors, not just, push around. Like, he's not Goldberg. We don't need the Goldberg streak. We need the Oba Femi Open Challenge, not the Goldberg streak that we had years ago. I picked up in a WWE push. Oh, nice, Rob. Hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin plushie, always a good one to have. Good stuff, Rob. I'm liking it. Facts, bro. Is like, what the fuck? The Rock got on, right? Yo, Chappelle looked like if there was a gust of wind, The Rock was going to be able to fly with those jeans he had on that night. Brock, please come back. I just don't know if Brock Lesnar is really fully gone. Like, a part of me still thinks he's going to come back for one more match at SummerSlam. But if it really was his health is why he truly did retire, like he's saying, then we absolutely understand it. But at this point, as much as I love to see Brock, him coming back, I don't think would happen at this point, just because what does it do for him? He's got to lose if he comes back. He's got to put somebody over. Because if he comes back, it's only for a one-off, right? So okay, so Chappelle, Oba hasn't sold you just yet. Hey, that's fair. Give it time, and I think you'll come around to Oba. Or should I say, let the company actually give Oba real competition. Then you can be invested in Oba. Because if they're just going to keep throwing guys 3 times smaller at him that he can just smash in under 30 seconds, it won't work. Oh, Sean, I absolutely like you. I partied at Brick's house in California before it was lit. Brock's house in California before it was lit. That's awesome, Shine. Shit, I'd love to be at that party. Hey, if I didn't like you, I would have told you to subscribe to the channel. And then I want you to keep coming back. So there. Hey, what up, Cold Numbs the Pain? How are we tonight? I don't mean to change the subject, but I was curious. What are your thoughts on Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes playing Akuma and Guile in the upcoming Street Fighter movie? So, Roman Reigns playing Akuma, I think, is awesome. But I think Cody Rhodes is the wrong guy for Guile. I think John Cena would have been my choice for Guile first. And if I couldn't get John Cena, then I'd go. Then Cody Rhodes isn't a bad runner-up, but I kind of really felt like John Cena would have got the role, and but I'm happy for Cody because I know he wants to really do this, and he's a big fan of the game. And I think Roman Reigns is gonna kill it as Akuma. You know, I think we can believe he's a believable Akuma. Hey, Turnbuckle, what up, fam? Too sweet. Oba needs some credible competition. Exactly. That's what we're saying. That's what we were just actually saying. Turnbuckle. They need to push Oba like Oba and not follow what they did with Goldberg. Eric Bischoff even said that WWE should take a step back and say, wait a minute, we cannot make Oba look like Goldberg. Because if we do that, it's not going to work. What could I say, Chappelle? I'm a lovable guy. Colt said, I would have liked to have John Cena play Bison. Also, Kenny Omega has said he wants to play Alex if they make a sequel. Kenny Omega and the new and like Coffee or Xavier, I would love to see get thrown into that Street Fighter movie too somewhere. I can see Kenny though in Omega in the movie, but I don't know what they would do. Like I don't think they're ever gonna do a movie with AEW and WWE stars in the same movie at once. I know it really shouldn't make a difference at the end of the day, but just the way sometimes these companies they're so childish. But it would be great to see it happen on screen. Both companies got a big talent in the movie. Chappelle said, "Is that the same movie Kenny Omega's playing Saget?" Who's playing Saget in the movie? Actually, Chappelle, we're talking about the new Street Fighter movie coming out. It comes out in October, I believe. The one where Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are in. Yo, what up, Flavor? Too sweet. He said, I love Obafemi. Hey, Obafemi is absolutely a crowd favorite. And if he's booked right, we can do a lot. They can do a lot of good things with him. Now, the Obafemi Open Challenge is a smart angle, though, to do right now because they're not ready to put him in the championship title run yet. Because once he goes for goes for a belt, you know he's winning it. He's a monster. He's supposed to be the next Brock Lesnar, right? How do we get Obafemi ready for that? With the Obafemi Open Challenge. It works. The only thing that's not working is we're not giving him the right people. Like the other week, I was cool with that. How um Tozawa got in the ring and was as if he was going to take the open challenge and was like, nope, and left. And Otis got in there and he flattened Otis. Otis is a short, big, strong dude. So that was okay to see Obafemi mop him. Plus, you got to see Otis go up in the air and down, which nobody ever does to Otis. So it worked. This week, it didn't work. The only thing they that gave you the laugh was that it was two guys. If it would have just been one of them that Oba would have carried out to the ring, it really would have sucked. But we need some real talent. Sheamus, Rusev. These are guys that are rough, tough, and mean. They're perfect for Oba to beat. Yep, Street Fighter. I just don't see what people see in Obafemi. Obafemi will never be the next Brock Lesnar. I think John Cena said it right. Brock Lesnar, he said Brock Lesnar is a once in a lifetime athlete, once in a century, and it's true. No one will ever truly replace Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a freak of nature. But for a guy who's big and strong and looks big and strong like Brock Lesnar, Obafemi's the closest we got. Like bring back Omos from AAA for one night and let Obafemi beat him also. Just let Obafemi go through some bigger guys. And the beauty of it is it's once a week. So we don't have to throw 17 different guys at him. Throw one believable talent that even though he's not going to lose, you can still believe that the guy's got a chance. Which is why I would love to see Rusev go against Oba at a pay-per-view. And leading up to that pay-per-view, I would have did Otis first, maybe Sheamus next. I know right before fighting Rusev at the pay-per-view, I would have him beat Omos that week going into or even have Omos be the one that fights Oba at the pay-per-view and swap it with Rusev being it. But we have guys that are big and bad. And I would also not have Jacob Fatu and Obafemi on the same show. Those guys should not be on the same show. Because I think it looks stupid as shit if they're on the same show. Because you're telling me Obafemi doesn't want to go at it with the Samoan Werewolf? And you're telling me the Samoan Werewolf isn't coming out to knock down Obafemi, who says he's the ruler of Monday Night Raw? You know what I mean? These guys should not be on the same show. Who wins in the prime in a three-way match? Goldberg, Brock, or Oba? All right, so if all guys are in their prime, I'm going Brock. Definitely going Brock. I think Goldberg spears Oba. Then Brock picks up Oba and F5s him. He's out of the match. And then Brock and Goldberg just go at it. with Brock going over Goldberg at the end. Don says, so what do you think is next for Braun Breaker? So that's the last thing I think that was important tonight. We had a quick glimpse at the Street Profits and Seth Rollins being cool with each other. Seth helps one of the Street Profits up, and then next thing you know, Braun Breaker runs in with a spear, and Seth jumps out the way, and he ends up hitting the Street Profits. Sorry, I'm forgetting the names of the Street Profits. I'm drawing a blank. My apologies. That's the only problem with doing late night lives. I draw blanks sometimes. Now, I think I'm with you, Brock went right. Chappelle's thinks the same thing too. Like, I think we're gonna get a Seth Rollins and Street Profits are gonna team up and to take on the Vision. Because the Street Profits want those tag belts bad. And they know damn well they're not doing it without Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins isn't done with Braun Breaker yet. So unfortunately, Braun Breaker's won't be moving on to the next, to the next big thing just yet. I think we're gonna get Seth versus Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, or maybe like a big match. Maybe like a 3-on-3 match at SummerSlam. We'll see how it ends up playing out. What up, Aiden? We just finished talking about the Oba Open Challenge. The Oba Open Challenge, just to sum it up for you real quick, it's a good idea, the Open Challenge. They're just not giving them the right opponents. Why doesn't Braun use the Steiner name? Kevin Nash said the same thing. And I think it's really stupid that he doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Braun Breaker name. But everybody knows Rick Steiner's his father and Scott Steiner's his uncle. Not having the Steiner name, to me, is WWE doing a disjustice to themselves. Now, I get at the beginning him not having the Steiner name because he wanted to make he wanted to make a name for himself. He didn't want to be foreshadowed by his uncle and his father. He wanted to be his own man, which is all great, good and all while he's on NXT. But now that Braun is a main player on Raw, it should be Braun Steiner. Or Braun Breaker. I don't know. Braun Steiner does feel weird. I think we could just start calling him Steiner, period, would work. But, hopefully somewhere down the road they'll address this, where maybe he turns around and says Braun Breaker's a nickname or something. Of course my last name's Steiner, like something like that. Something little like that could go a long way. I seen an interview that Braun wanted to make it without using the stunt. Yeah, see, that's what I figured. Yep, he reminds me of Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. He does. He definitely does remind me more of Scott than Rick. And the man's speed is wow. He is so fast. Man, what the future is bright. If you look at all the guys that we have for the future right now, it's nice. Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, MJF, Darby Allen, Ethan Page. We got a lot of good future stars. Well, Donald said, well, his real name is Bronson Steiner, so he can't use that because they have Bronson Reed already. Yeah, so they'd have to just do a Bron Steiner and just not really say both names at once. Either just call him Braun or just call him Steiner so it sounds better. Because the Braun Breaker name is cool as shit, though, at least. But, like Chappelle said, it does make people now question it. Like, yo, why does he not have the Steiner name? They publicly have made it known that he's a Steiner. Everybody knows he's a Steiner, so if WWE is gonna throw it out there that he's a Steiner, because obviously you can look it up and find this stuff out. It's easy. We're in that era. But if WWE is gonna put light on something, then they need to carry through with it. So WWE made sure you knew he's a Steiner. He needs to use the Steiner name. Bronson Reed should be back by SummerSlam, so we will see how he gets involved. Now, I feel like Bronson Reed coming back at SummerSlam will be huge. If it's Seth versus Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, and Seth's gonna lose, it needs to be because Bronson Reed has returned and interferes, or whatever they do. Bronson Reed needs to interfere in the match, and make that his big comeback at SummerSlam. That would be such a huge pop. Chappelle said that's another one I can't stand is MJF. Oh, me and Donald Chappelle have been furious about this. How do you beat Kenny Omega on a Sunday pay-per-view and then drop the world title to Darby Allin 3 days later on a regular bullshit show? Which just goes to show you why AEW can't book a show for shit. Donald said, don't get me started on AEW fucking over MJF. It makes you wonder, like, was there somebody politicking this in the backstage? Did something happen that we don't know about? It don't make sense. You're right. You're completely right, Chappelle. If MJF was gonna drop the belt, it should have been the Kenny Omega. Now, I give it to Kenny Omega wanting to help get a lot of guys over in the beginning. But come on, Kenny Omega. You don't need to get everybody over your entire AEW run. Can we please get back the Kenny Omega who used to get nicknamed the God of Wrestling, who is having 5-star matches with Okada? Can we have him back? Because that's the Kenny Omega I was invested in. This AEW Kenny Omega is the drizzling shits. I was like, the fuck is Tony Khan doing? me and Donald was saying the same thing, Chappelle. Donald said the worst part of it is Darby beat him in like 5 minutes, if that. Tony is the worst storyteller and booker since the late WCW days. 100%. I almost feel like TKO is trying to be like Tony Khan right now. It's like neither company wants to book it right. It's like I literally feel like both companies are trying to sabotage themselves. Yo, what up, Gaming Mark? Hey, bro, love from the UK, England. Yo, big shout out to the UK and England. Thank you for coming through, Mark. Let me throw you a too sweet, brother. Too sweet. Hey, Gaming, make sure you smash that like button. And anybody who has not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are here every Monday and Friday doing the after show for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. We cover all the pay-per-views. We're going to have a lot of content with the collectibles soon going up and other random stuff. So make sure, everybody, if you haven't already, subscribe, smash that like button, and tell a friend to tell a friend so we can be friends. Support is free 99. The first time I seen Kenny Omega, I was like, he is the fucking truth. I hear you. When he was Kenny Omega, the cleaner, whew, that was that was my Kenny Omega. I haven't watched AEW since that match. I'm boycotting for a while. Donald, funny that you said that. Since Darby Allin has won the belt, I turned it on just to make sure, just to see the end of Brody King and him. But that was it. After that, I was nothing. I haven't turned anything with AEW on. Not even like a highlight reel. That's right, Chappelle. Tell him, smash that like button. The cleaner and the best bout wrestling machine. You damn right, Chappelle. Game and Mark said, I think Triple H better, but TKO controlling Triple H is not right. Triple H can pull this out. Triple H can get us back on course. I have full faith that Triple H can get us back on course if TKO goes and takes his shit somewhere else. As long as TKO is using the WWE creative as its area to take a dump, we're screwed. Because you know what? Kevin Nash was right. TKO needs to leave Triple H alone and let him run WWE. And you know what? If let him do it. If it doesn't work, then come in and micromanage it. But if it's working, why would you micromanage it and make it not work? Come on, business 101, like this is easy peasy shit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oldest saying in the book, like Don said, Kenny in Japan, good. Kenny in AEW, awful. 100% right. 100% right, Donald is about that. Kenny in AEW has done, and we get it in the very beginning, him losing and putting other guys over, Hangman, Moxley. Okay, that worked in the very beginning. But you do that just one or two times, maybe three. You don't do it for 3 years. We're gonna need Triple H to save WWE because I don't know who else could if he doesn't. And I'm not saying that there's not somebody else that could do the job. I just mean I'm saying that based off of who's there right now that has the power that would have the power to do this. Hunter, did you hear who they did Kevin Nash at the Hall of Fame? They wouldn't even let him eat. What? Are you kidding me? What happened with and this Chappelle, this was this year's Hall of Fame? Oh, I hope that wasn't this year. That's some real bullshit. Kevin Nash is a fucking legend. Yep, wow. Well, to Kevin Nash, if by chance you ever see this, thank you for being the coolest motherfucker I've ever met in person. Thank you for giving me the okay to use the Wolfpack name. And Kevin, they made TKO may be a piece of shit, but just always know the fans still love you. Hey, what up, Quick Cut Creations? Welcome to the live, fam. Too sweet. I think Triple H is back in CEO. Yeah, Game and Mark. See the the problem with Triple H right now is that TKO's the problem. We need TKO to cut the shit. If TKO lets Triple H run things, we'll be back. The train will be back in action. We'll be full throttle. He was talking about on. I'm gonna watch it now later tonight or tomorrow, Chappelle. Was it his last episode? Bring in Vince Russo, then I Show Speed can be world champion, and Shelly Rowe can be IC champion. Bravo, Donald. Bravo. Could you imagine? I think it was a couple of episodes before. All right, I'll find it. I always enjoy Kevin Nash's podcast too. Yeah, for those that don't know, when I met Kevin Nash, I asked him like a real G for permission. I gave Kevin Nash all full 100% respect and asked him if he would mind me using the Wolfpack name. And all I kept thinking was, please don't say no. I already got it going and everything. I don't want to have to change names. And Kevin Nash said it would be an honor. Thank you. Absolutely do it. Kevin Nash is one of the coolest wrestlers you could ever meet. The guy keeps it 100. He does not just put on a show for some. No, he tells it how it is. Please no Vince Russo. CM Punk is right. Rock bold front. That's another thing. What are we doing with CM Punk? Now, suppose, I heard he wasn't going to be on TV this week or next week, supposedly. I don't know if maybe he needs some time to rest, which if so, that's cool. But I think CM Punk would really help the show right now. Can't be no worse than David Arquette and Judy Bagwell. Right? It can't get worse than that. That's what I'm saying, Donald. It can't get worse. Remember me? I think I do remember that name, Roderick. I could be wrong, but the name does look familiar. Chappelle said, I love heel CM Punk. Bring that punk back. Right? And when CM Punk comes back, we need him to go to SmackDown. I think CM Punk got a better chance with Cody and Gunther than he does with Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. Told you I was going to WrestleMania. How was WrestleMania for you, Ark? You enjoy it? What up, Hold My Hoodie? Imagine if it went back to the Sting era. Woo! Sweet. I wish. I wish. Man, the Sting era? What an era. Heel Cody Rhodes? I wouldn't mind seeing a heel Cody Rhodes. Especially if it was Cody versus Punk. I wouldn't mind it because I feel like everybody would expect CM Punk to be the heel. So it would throw everybody off if Cody was the heel instead. But right now we got Cody and Gunther. So I don't think Cody walks out of SummerSlam with the belt, to be honest. I think Gunther's going to take it. Good, especially the Demon Finn Balor versus Dirty Dom. Nice, Rorik. That's what I like to hear. Do you like the YouTubers getting in there? I see that good and bad, but probably better for short term views. Nah, they don't. We as a YouTuber, we don't have a place in the ring. Now, Logan Paul is absolutely. It's more of can you go than what you do, I feel. You know, you can be a YouTuber and have a wrestling body and be able and move like an athlete. You'll be able to hang. But if you don't have the full package, no, you shouldn't be in the show. You should be, you know, having talking about the show, putting the show on about the show. Chappelle said, I'm just a heel to the core. I come from the era of the real Foreman, Ric Flair, Telly Blanchard, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and J.J. Dillon. Chappelle, you just watched it Sunday, didn't you? Also about the Horsemen, right? I watched it too. It was so good. Like not lie. WWE return monster Abyss must be Yo, if Abyss would have had a WWE run, that would have been great. I would have loved to see Abyss in WWE. Unfortunately, Abyss now, no. He's older now. He's done. But if we could have had Abyss before he ever took the mask off, when he was real hardcore, Abyss, that would have been great. I still don't understand why Abyss never came over, why we never brought Abyss over from TNA. He's a big guy. You're a good streamer. Keep it up, bro. Rorik, thank you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. Too sweet. And bro, I'm so stoked that you got to go to WrestleMania this year. Man, that's so awesome. I watched the replay of when the Samoan guy and Steve-O was in the ring. It's one of my favorite WWE of all time. I watched the replay of Samoan guy and Steve-O was in the ring. Who was the Samoan guy? Was it Samoa Joe? I remember Steve-O being in the ring at one point. Chappelle said, "Yep, brought me back to my childhood, sir." Bro, like, forget about it. After I watched that Four Horsemen documentary, I wanted to get three of my buddies and go bar hopping and just whoop everybody's ass and buy the bar out. And I didn't realize that I didn't realize that Tully Blanchard got screwed like he did. I can't believe Tully Blanchard. He's the only one to fail a drug test and not come back to work. That is so wrong what they did to Tully Blanchard. But I'm just happy everything worked out for the guy. The Four Horsemen was good in the beginning, but it got watered down when they just keep replacing members. Absolutely. There was only two Four Horsemen groups I considered the Four Horsemen. Obviously the original and Barry Windham. Other than that, it never really hit for me. Barry Windham was the only like replacement horseman that I saw that horseman vibe. I think WWE Justin Gabriel is the best movie. Justin Gabriel is the best movie. I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. Game and Mark. I Justin Gabriel. Yo, Cold Slayer! Too sweet! Now it's a party. Cold Slayer's in the building. Let's go. Chappelle's, I know, right? Like, bro, I'm so like, I want to do everything for Horseman right now after seeing that. So, if anybody doesn't know what me and Chappelle are talking about, Sunday nights, you got WWE LFG, WWE Best Moments, and then WWE Biographies. And the biography episode this week was on the Four Horsemen. And it was so good. Umaga beat up Steve. Okay. Thank you, Donald. Yep, Umaga. Yeah, they did Tully Blanchard fucking dirty. Fucking Jim Herd. And then after they did him dirty, Arn Anderson got done dirty. We're gonna take 50,000 away from your pay every month, each year for 3 years out of your contract because you're worth more with Tully Blanchard. Just not right. Hey, there's my brother from India. What's goody? What up, Kumar? Hello, bro. 1 billion Indian love watching WWE old matches, especially old school ECW, SmackDown, and Raw. Yo, big shout out to India, man. You guys are always showing me love. Justin Gabriel was in the Nexus. He sucked. See, I like Justin Gabriel. I didn't like him in the Nexus, though. I'm trying to think of where he was when I liked him. He had long hair. Oh, Ring of Honor. I liked Justin Gabriel when he went to Ring of Honor and he redid his character. I don't know. Whatever happened to him? Justin Gabriel is the best move return to WWE SummerSlam. I don't even think he wrestles anymore. I couldn't honestly tell you the last time I seen Justin Gabriel. Unless you're not talking about Justin Gabriel and you're talking about and it's somebody we're thinking you're saying Justin because I don't know a Justin Gabriel at all. But Donald, you're right. He did stink when he was with Nexus and they had his hair short. That wasn't it. We need more factions. Well, forget about more. We actually need real factions. Every time there's a real faction in wrestling, everybody loves it. The Hart Foundation, Evolution, DX, NWO, Bullet Club. You know, like the best times in wrestling is always when there's a faction. Hunter, you should do a open panel. What do you mean, Chappelle? I'm always open to some ideas. So tell me more. What you're thinking? Yes, Justin PJ Black, the Darewolf. Coldplay, you still see him wrestling? Kumar said Rey Mysterio wrestling moves are awesome. No one can match that level. Chappelle said, "What's the greatest faction?" NWO. NWO has to be the greatest faction. It literally turned the world upside down. And literally, they're still selling shirts today. People still wear NWO shirts today. Justin Gabriel wrestles under the name PJ Black in the United Kingdom and South Africa. Wow, he's still going? Good for him. We can do that one night, Chappelle. We can do that every so often, do a open panel night where people can come up and talk wrestling. We can absolutely do that. Hey, listen, I'm here for it, man. You guys have ideas, throw it at me. If I think it'll work, man, we'll try it. I don't really see him anymore. He's in the independent circuit. Yeah, I haven't seen him in years. I liked him in the indies though. Like Ryback. Hey, I gotta be when Ryback first came to WWE, not when he was Nexus. When they first gave Ryback the real push to feed me more, I was stoked for it. I enjoyed the Ryback run in the beginning before everything went to hell. I loved how he came out with like the RVD singlet with the custom spray paint job. Like it, his look and the song. Entrance is very important. You need a good entrance, and the music has to work. If you do not catch the crowd from there, you're not catching them. Every top star has a good entrance and good entrance music. Yep. Hogan turned heel. That shit was like right epic. The only time Hulk Hogan went heel. Donald said the best faction to me was NWO. Also, my number 2 is the original Main Event Mafia. That's dope. The Main Event Mafia was cool as shit. For me, number 2 is Bullet Club. AJ Styles Bullet Club. Man, that really the AJ Styles Bullet Club is what got me into the indies. I didn't really watch the indies at all before it. I dabbled with a little ROH, but that was really it. But after when AJ Styles went to New Japan, I was all in on New Japan and ROH and the UK brands, RPW. Anywhere they went, I watched. And I made sure to watch all the older shows that I missed before it too. Whew. Those are my favorite times. Cold Slay said after Ryback got the staph infection, it was downhill. Yeah, it was downhill from there. Between that and then CM Punk going on the thing, telling everybody he's unsafe to work with, that also didn't help. Game and Mark said Dean Ambrose. Ambrose is my guy, man. As long as John Moxley's in AEW, I'll always be willing to go back to AEW. But if John Moxley leaves tomorrow, I might be done with AEW for good. Chappelle says, why I love the Horsemen so much. They never turn face. Man, the Horseman was so fucking good. I would have loved to see like what would have happened with Tully Blanchard if he never got, if that never happened. Because he was really like he was the number 2 horseman, it was Rick, then Tully, like. I would have loved to see how far he would have went. Or better yet, I would have loved to see that original Horseman crew keep going and going. I'm sorry, when I say original, not the original, I mean with Barry Windham, because after watching on the Horseman yesterday, there was no way Ole Anderson wasn't leaving. He cared about his family and he wanted to be with his family. So I don't blame the man for leaving. He was good with his money. His money was right. He was able to leave. John Morrison. Yo, another great talent. John Morrison. Last time I saw John Morrison was, I want to say, last year at an MLW show. Chappelle said, I went to see a New Japan event at the Cow Palace. First time seeing Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes angle. Yo, Chappelle, that's fucking awesome, bro. That is so dope. I'm so happy to hear you got to go there and see them in person. Like, that's awesome. Cold Slayer said, I really thought Arn and Ollie were real brothers. They just looked alike, which was why they were kayfabe bro. Yo, I did too. I thought they were really Andersons. I didn't know Ollie and Arn really weren't brothers. That shit rocked me. I was like, wait a minute. Arn Anderson really isn't Arn Anderson? Holy shit. I think John Morrison versus The Miz, the best match. We're going to just have to agree to disagree. John Morrison was really good in Lucha Underground. Let's have a little fun. Top 3 tag teams of all time, in your opinion. The Outsiders, Beer Money, and Dudley Boys. Donald Wellman. I like this. All right, let's do it, chat. Chappelle said, I thought so too, right? All right, chat, let's hear it. Top 3 of your favorite tag teams of all time. Man, I definitely got Outsiders at 1. It definitely got the Dudley Boys, I wanna say, in my top 3 also. I don't know if I'm putting Dudley Boys at 2 or 3. Maybe is Legion of Doom. Man, I love Beer Money was so good, Bobby Roode and James Storm. But you know what? The Good Brothers is getting number 2 for me. I'm a big Carl Anderson and Gallows fan. I'm keeping the Good Brothers at 2 and the Dudleys at 3. I could probably swap 2 and 3 though. I'd probably put the Dudleys at 2 actually. But I I really like what Carl Anderson and Gallows have been doing since I've been following the Bullet Club. And I like how they've always stood a tag team. Hey, come on, Game Mark. Let me hear it, Game Mark. Top 3 tag teams you like. All right, Chappelle said Arn and Telly. And Tully Blanchard for number 1. I love it. Steiner Brothers at number 2 and Outsiders at number 3. Love it. Yep. Yes, they were. They were the brain busters in WWE. Donald, definitely watch the Horseman biography that was on last night. You'll love it whenever you get a chance. I hope they do those biography shows every Sunday. Because I remember they usually do something after LFG. Or is it before LFG? Because I usually watch it afterwards. Cold Slayer said Bushwhackers, New Age Outlaws, and Brothers of Destruction. Damn, I forgot about Brothers of Destruction too. That's a good one too. Or Owen Hart and British Bulldog. That's another great one. Yeah, I caught the last 30 minutes of it. I definitely have to watch the rest. You know, you want to laugh? That's originally I did too, and I turned it off right away. I said, "No, no, no! I gotta watch it from the start." Who? Ooh, I like this. All right, chat. Who's the greatest manager of all time? I'm going Paul Heyman. There is no manager who has as much as much gold as Paul Heyman. Oh yeah, Game and Mark, complete legend. All right, Donald went Bobby the Brain, hands down, and Jim Cornette number 2. I got Bobby the Brain at number 2 and Paul at number 1. Paul Heyman had Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Taz, Sabu. Then he also had the Dangerous Alliance in WCW with Stunning Steve Austin, Pillman. Ooh, nice. Game and Mark went with Paul Bearer. Oh, yes. Chappelle said, mine is J.J. Dillon, then Jim Cornette, and Paulie Dangerous. I love it, Chappelle. Loving it, guys. You know, after watching that Horseman documentary, I gotta get a J.J. Dillon figure now. Do you have OnlyFans? No, I do not. Ultimate Dragon? Yo, that guy was my guy. That was what made me turn WCW on Saturday mornings. And I mean, when WCW was so terrible, I used to turn it on just to see the Ultimate Dragon. I used to love how the manager, Sony Muto, would come out with Ultimate Dragon and he would bring other guys out to hold his belts, all the different belts he had from all the different Japan companies. When he would fight a match in WCW. And then that was it. Once I saw him do the Dragon Sleeper, I was going to school putting people in the Dragon Sleep. The Great Muta, legendary. Cold Slayer said Sherry was a great manager. Absolutely. Sherry was awesome. Tajiri, yep. Did that, and you know what's funny? They all spit the mist too. They all were able to spit the mist in your eyes. Tajiri, the Great Muta, Ultimate Dragon. They all got away with it. I enjoyed Tajiri in ECW. Even in WWE in the beginning when he came over was good too. Great Muta was awesome. Everywhere Great Muta went was cool. The only thing I didn't care, I wasn't crazy about Great Muta in the NWO though. It's funny you said that Great Muta is NWO for life. I just could never picture a lot of these guys in the NWO. I really wish that they would have kept the NWO way smaller. You know what I mean? Like I don't the Giant. I didn't want to see the Giant ever part of the NWO. The Giant should have been the one good guy. You know, should have been the main good guy going against NWO. Like you had Kevin Nash. it's just not fair to have Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and the Giant on one side. You know, Scott Hall's a tall guy too. We just forget at times because Kevin Nash and the Giant are so tall. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the GOAT. Oh yeah, William. RKO Legend Killer. Hells yeah. Tajiri with Regal was hilarious. I also like Tajiri that tarantula move, right? I love that shit too. That was badass. Hells yeah. Great Muta's NWO face paint was dope. That I will absolutely say. I just couldn't picture like him with them. Like I always felt like Great Muta should have been, should have had his own faction going up against the NWO. Yeah, that's another problem that I think WCW fucked up. Why not make some some other factions that the NWO could fight with? They could still have the NWO go over everybody, because let's be honest, you got Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall pretty much running the entire place. Of course, they're going over every time. What? How could they not? But it would have, I think, hit even harder if you had some good guy factions that were fighting the NWO that made it more believable. Like what the NWO should have been kept a lot smaller. Hulk, Nash, Hall, X Pac, Eric Bishop is the manager. That's all good right there. You could put Buff Bagwell in there. It's not bad. I always Buff Bagwell works. Kurt Angle. What about Kurt Angle? But WWE needs factions desperately. I don't know why they haven't been doing it. Hey, my brother Tyler. What up, brother? Too sweet. Welcome back, Tyler. How are we tonight? Don said, I remember WCW had a good relationship with Japan, and the NWO was huge in Japan. They had the NWO Japan, so Muda and Chino were the leaders over there. Yep, you're right. That's where NWO really started. Cold said, my least favorite NWO member was Hulk's nephew, Horace Hogan. Yo, Cold. He stunk. You were so right. Horace Hogan was the drizzling shits. I'm sorry, Horace. Nothing personal against you. Just in that faction, you don't work. Paul London. That was his real nephew too. He better have been for them to do that shit. Make us sit through that bullshit. He better have been a blood relative. I'm still up. It's 11:15 for me. AM or PM, Tyler? And what are you up from? How long are you up? Because it's 2:12 in the morning for us. Reza Ramon. Hey, Chico. In Arizona. So it's 11:15 PM for you then, Tyler. What time are you awake from? Or you just meant in general that you're still up? Kane. Let's hear it, guys. What's a faction you would like to see now in WWE? Because we need it bad. Put some factions into play, and not just anybody. Some real factions where each member hits, and watch how good TV gets again. It's a shame that Seth Rollins got hurt. If we and then if we would have had right now Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Brunson Reed, and Austin Theory, it would have been so freaking good with them as a faction. And why did we not get Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu and the Usos as a faction? That would have been great too. The Shield, Bloodline. You just naming random wrestlers, huh? Well, good for you. Like, right now, what they need to do to save this shit, put the Street Profits with Seth Rollins. That should happen. We need Finn Balor to find something. We need Finn Balor to get a big guy and start some shit up. Do you remember a wrestler named Friar Ferguson? Friar Ferguson. I feel like I remember the name a little bit. but I can't. He was also the Bastion Booger. Bastion. I'm not sure about that name. The first name you said, Donald, I remember that name. I just can't remember at all who it was. I think WWE needs to focus on the tag division for the men and women. Well, look, you know what, Tyler, too? Here's the beauty of this, right? If you get real factions, you also will improve the tag division at the same time. Because every real faction has tag champs, a world champ, and an IC champ. You know, if you don't have those key players in one faction, you do not have the recipe for a successful faction. Shit. Go back to the OG Four Horsemen, baby. They knew the recipe. What up, Bears? The Hardy Boys. Okay. I don't have the energy for trolls tonight. Ugh. Jeff Hardy. What's the greatest belt of all time? So for me, is the One Wing Eagle belt and the NWA belt. I got the Winged Eagle belt at 1, the NWA belt at 2, and the big gold belt at 3, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry, I take that back. At number 3, the New Japan World Title belt that AJ Styles had. Those are my 3 favorite belts. And all 3 are very prestige. Hunter, did you hear AEW is filing a lawsuit on Triller TV? Why? Why do they have a lawsuit? Cold Slayer and Donald both went with the Winged Eagle also. I love it, guys. Tyler also went with the Winged Eagle. Loving it. Chappelle said for me it's Ric Flair's big gold belt. Hey man, I love the big gold belt too. It's the big gold belt's in my top 5. I got the big gold belt at number 4. Man, I love those belts. And actually my 5th belt would be I don't know why, but I've always loved the TNA King of the Mountain belt. That thing was always so badass looking. The Winged Eagle, the Big Eagle, Undisputed, Ruthless Era. Okay, I see you, Cold Slayer. I don't know why, but I hated that dumbass spinner belt. Really? I'm surprised. I didn't hate the spinner belt, but it wasn't one of my favorites though. The Kenny Omega New Japan belt and the Kenny Omega AEW belt. Man, that New Japan belt. Whew, I love that New Japan belt that AJ Styles and Okada had. I think Kenny Omega had that one too at one point. I love how the side plates all have the names of everybody who's held the belt. Like that was always one of like my top favorite. That was always up there with my favorite belts. AEW filed a $5 million lawsuit against Trilla TV over unpaid revenue. Oh shit! Somebody's about to get their salad tossed tonight. Chappelle said, "Yeah, I didn't like the spinner belt either." Bobby Lashley, I don't know. You know what it is? It just didn't hit. Well, wait, and which spinner belt are you talking about? Are you talking about the world spinner belt or the U.S. title spinner belt? Actually, both of them, right? Leave the spinning to the rims. I enjoyed it on cars when with the spinner rims. That's where it should have stood. John Cena create. The Rock came back and changed that shit quick. Hell yeah. You know who had a really cool belt too? Stone Cold and The Rock. The both of them when they had their personal world heavyweight titles, the Smoking Skull title. Whew. Oh yeah. Hunter, the GCW owner, he's so mad at the lawsuit. Tyler, what is wait, what is GCW and Trilla TV or same owners? So I hear a lot of AEW wrestlers have been talking to the New Day, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna go there. What name would they choose? If if the New Day does go to AEW, I really hope it's to they join the Hurt Business. I don't want to see them if they're not with the Hurt Business, I'm not interested. Yes, he did Game and Mark because GCW is on Trello TV. Okay, I got you. Oh wow, so that could really affect GCW too then. That lawsuit. I had the toy smoking skull. I was fascinated. Gold, I still got it too. You mean the toy belt, right? The foam belts? That People's Champ belt is clean as hell. Hells yeah. JCW and GCW on Trilla TV. Yo, that could be a problem with this lawsuit. Michael Keaton and then Christian Bale. What up, Kubiak? H House of Glory's also there? Oh shit. So Trilla TV got a bunch of wrestling promotions. Cold, I still got it, brother. I still got that belt. Jeff Jarrett, Kubiak said Michael Keaton. Hey, when you talk Batman, you gotta go Michael Keaton first, bro. He's the OG. Plus, he was cooler than cool. Favorite wrestler who'd you like to see come back, living or dead? Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you know what? I'd be happy with a few of them. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Eddie Guerrero, Undertaker, but they got to come back in their prime. Tony's about to buy all of them. Right, Chappelle? Is this a quick power play for Tony to do what Vince McMahon did to the territories and come in and just like whoop, clean sweep? Why is JCW on Trilla TV when JCW is aired on YouTube channel every Thursday for free? You know, I was about to ask that too. Isn't JCW on YouTube? Interesting. Kubiak, Mankind was my favorite gimmick that he ever played. I love the Mankind gimmick. I wish he never stopped playing Mankind. Ooh, the bad guy Scott Hall. Absolutely. If we were bringing somebody back from the dead, it would have to be either Scott Hall, Owen Hart, or Eddie Guerrero. Either three, I'd be happy with. Kubiak, have a good night, fam. Hey, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel on your way out. Kane! It might be Hunt. Hey, you know Tony be watching what others have done. That man ain't dumb. Maybe this is a quick power play. We're gonna have to wait and see. Oh, the JCW pay-per-views are on Trilla TV. Cold Slave said Undertaker first run was scary. Kane's first run too. Best debut in my opinion. Yo, Kane's debut was perfect. How could you go wrong with Kane's debut? He came out at Hell in the Cell and ripped the cell off, the door right off. It was padlocked with a thick chain, and he ripped the thing right. Oh man, Kane came out perfect. Chappelle said NWO Hulk Hogan. Whew. Another great debut. That was perfect. Everybody thought Hulk was there to save the day, and then he does the leg drop to Macho Man. Bro, that crowd was wild. I can't even imagine being there. How crazy it would have been. In August, I'm doing a tribute string for my sister. Oh, that's awesome, Rob. Hey, make sure you let me know when we get closer to the date so I can pump it out there for you. Help get you some eyes over there for it. Okay, that makes sense, but you can watch the pay-per-view a week later for free on YouTube channel. Which is true, but they need those viewers when for the first show. That's going to be the one that gets them paid the most. Ultimate Warrior, Hollywood Hogan, NW. All right, you know what? This gives me an idea, guys. Give me your top 3 best debuts for wrestling. Your top 3 best debuts for wrestling. I got Hollywood Hogan, Kane, and I want to think on the third one for Owen, the Crow Sting. Those are or even eight. Actually, no, I'll take back the Crow Sting. I take that back. AJ Styles in New Japan. I think Kenny Omega is the mastermind behind Tony Khan. I hope not, because he's doing a shit job himself. And I like Kenny still. Chat miss. Perfect debut. Paul Bearer saying Kane is alive. No one expected it because Taker and Shawn had a real good match in the cell. Then everyone forgot about Paul Bearer until he walked out. Hells yes. I didn't watch the show. I watched the highlight thing of it, so I know everybody who fought everybody and who won. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't see that, because after seeing who won, made me not want to go back and watch the full matches. But it absolutely looked like an awesome show. If JCW was like that all the time, I'd watch it. WWE is back on track. Triple H controls WWE. They would be if he did. TKO shitting the bed, though, for us right now. I think JCW should be doing live shows on YouTube, like big pay-per-views or live shows. Tyler said. All right, Chappelle's Brock Lesnar, Kenny Omega, and Batista. And Scott Hall, that is true. Scott Hall in WCW before, was epic too. That was, wow, I can't believe I didn't say Scott Hall. We had some, looking back, we had some amazing debuts for wrestling that were just beyond epic. Like Kane, epic. Hollywood Hogan, nobody thought Hulk Hogan would ever go heel. Epic. Scott Hall, with everybody thinking Vince McMahon sent him there at first. Epic. I'll never forget AJ Styles pulling the hood off and then unzipping the hoodie, and it said Bullet Club on it in New Japan. And then what he did with New Japan going forward, epic. Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in the Cell. Best Hell in the Cell ever was the two of them. I'll never understand how Mankind went through the pain he went through and kept going. That must have sucked when his adrenaline went down later and he could feel all that. Ooh, that had to hurt. Ooh, I forgot. Kurt Angle's debut in TNA was amazing. Hell's yeah, Donald. Absolutely amazing it was, Kurt Angle, when he debuted for TNA. That shit was so good. I remember when Kenny Omega turned on AJ Styles. That was epic as hell's yeah. He had him on his shoulders the night after Wrestle Kingdom. And then he hit him with the one winging and they all stomped him out. To me, that was like when Triple H came out that next night and was burying Shawn Michaels. Because he needed to do that to take over as the leader. Like, I think if Kenny Omega if they didn't turn on AJ Styles that night, I don't think it would have worked. I think the whole Bullet Club thing would have shit the bed. When yeah, I used to like Kenny Omega when he had the gray hair and the black leather jacket with the broomstick as the cleaner. Woo. Sting in TNA, another good one. Man, TNA had so much good talent also. It kills me to see TNA honestly like it is now. Please, TNA, grab some of this talent. You got almost 30 guys, almost a total of 30 guys got released. A little under 30 names. Grab some of them. Scott Steiner in TNA and WWE or WWF? I like Scott Steiner in WWE and TNA. Scott Steiner and Booker T as a tag team were cool. In the main event Mafia, Dusty Rhodes' debut in ECW, that was hell's yeah, that was good. Bobby Lashley in TNA was my favorite Bobby Lashley so far. That's when Bobby Lashley and Bobby Roode were going back, were having the epic feud. That was the best Bobby Lashley I've seen. When Bobby Lashley couldn't be beaten and shit. Whew. Or hey, listen, I know we never got another Four Horsemen for the guys, but what about when Ric Flair made fortune in TNA with AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, Frankie Kazarian, and James Storm, and Ric Flair. That was good too. AJ Styles debut in WWE. Hells yeah. I just hated that I knew it was happening. I wish I didn't know ahead of time. I watched his last indie show in the UK when he said goodbye and admitted that he was going to WWE, and I was like, no, now I know. I remember when Scott Steiner told Bully Ray, it's too later for you. That's a shame. WWE really screwed that up. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar is a dream match. And instead they had Bobby Lashley. They treated Bobby Lashley like he was the like he was a European champion going against a world champion. That should have been one of the most epic matches, but WWE shit the bed. Like, what more do you need? Two monsters that both do real fighting, that both do MMA fighting. Like, one did UFC, one was UFC champion at one point. The other was in Bellator, undefeated. Why we couldn't get a real match between those two? Instead, we got the bullshit WWE gave us is beyond me. Yeah, also, guys, in case you didn't know, if today would have been Owen Hart's birthday if he was still here. So, well, technically Monday, but happy birthday to Owen Hart. R.I.P. to one of the goats. Man, I wish Owen Hart never left us. I can't picture like what he would have been, where he'd be right now if Owen Hart was still here. Like, would he still be wrestling? Like Ric Flair's debut in WWF with the WCW World Title. Oh, that was a big one. The first Brock Lesnar and Goldberg match was epic because people thought it would never happen. Hell yeah, Chappelle. Right? Rest in power to Owen Hart. He went way too soon, way too early. If anybody deserved to be a world champion, it was Owen Hart. Rest in peace to the Black Heart, Donald said. Damn right. Austin Aries. Man, could you imagine if Owen never passed? Whew. I would have loved to see what he would have ended up doing. He would have had to become a world champion. He was so good. I wonder if he would have. I feel like he would have ended up in WCW at one point. You know, because if you remember, even British Bulldog and Jim the Antvil, they didn't want to go to WCW, but eventually they did too. So, hell yeah, the Owen versus Brett. Right? Talk about a classic. Absolute freaking classic. Shit. I got the OG Owen Hart figure. And I got him. And I got him when he was the Blue Blazer. I have always held on to these when I was younger. R.I.P. to Owen Hart. Hells yeah. Hey, she's back. Hey, do you have an Instagram? R.I.P. to Owen Hart. Hells yeah. Oh man, you're crazy. No, just Snap. No Facebook or nothing. No. Was that true? Why Shawn Michaels and The Rock never had a match? Because I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know about that. I don't think so though. I think the real reason was the timing with The Rock and Shawn Michaels. If the timing was better, because The Rock, when the Shawn came back, The Rock kind of was gone doing movies, and when Shawn was there before that, The Rock was really just coming in. His OnlyFans, I bet. I don't have an OnlyFans for your information. What's your name on it? What's your name on Chatterbait? I wouldn't just put my personal phone number in the chat. So if you got your name on Chatterbait, I'll look you up. What's your dream match? Dream match: Undertaker versus Sting. I always wanted to see that match, and I'm pissed that I never got it. Hunter, she just made this account and has one sub and is a troll. Oh, I figured. I figured, Donald. In this era, everybody has a Facebook or an Instagram. It's very rare you don't get somebody having neither. Shit, I got friends that hate social media and they still have an account. All right, chat. Let me hear it. Let's hear let's hear everybody's dream match. I got Sting and Taker for me. It doesn't matter in general. It could have been, they could be alive or dead. It's your choice. Dealer's choice, baby. You know who I think would have been a dream match though? Owen Hart and Eddie Guerrero. I think the two of them would have been one hell of a dream match. AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels, book it. Oh, hells yeah. Hells fucking yeah. The two best of all time to go at it, like, that would be an amazing, absolutely amazing, Donald. Chappelle said Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. We almost had it, but thanks to Punk, he fell out with the Young Bucks. Well, if you remember all that stupid shit that happened, all because of what the hell's his name? The dinosaur kid. Jack Perry? Or was that his or was that the famous his dad's name? No, his dad was Luke Perry. He's Jack Perry. That stupid fight that started for no reason, like just dumb shit. And I know what happened with Punk's dog is fucked up big time. But there's no way the Young Bucks meant to do that. Like, how no they couldn't. You kick a door open and the dog's behind it. You don't you didn't know. Ooh, Kurt Angle versus Dynamite Kid. Oh, you know what? Since you said Kurt Angle, I'm gonna change Owen Hart and Eddie Guerrero to a three-way match with Kurt Angle. I would love to see that. Jack Perry facts. Yep. His dumbass attitude sparked all that shit. Hey, Peekaboo! Too sweet! How's it going? What's the top? Tonight was the Monday. Peekaboo, you already know, my brother. Monday night is Monday Night Raw review. But right now we're doing Dream Match. Ooh, good. I want to hear it. Hells yeah. Yo, smash that like button, everybody. Support is free 99. I hate when people don't smash that like button. It is literally free. It does not cost anything to tap a damn like button. Too sweet. Eddie and Kurt had some classics. Hell yeah. That's why I want to add in, Eddie, Kurt, and Owen Hart in a three-way match. Yo, Red Devil, what's good, fam? Too sweet. Hey, Red Devil, we're doing dream matches right now. So let us know what some of your dream matches you wish you could see. And it doesn't matter if they're alive, not alive. It's dealer's choice. Anything goes, any promotion, any inter promotion. It's a dream match. So Peekaboo and Red Devil, jump in there with us. Ooh, he said, okay, let me lock in. That's what I'm talking about. Hells yeah, lock in time, baby. I would have loved to see Kerry Von Erich get his get back versus Jerry Lawler. Woo, Chappelle going mad old school. Okay. Peekaboo said Eddie Guerrero versus Penta or Eddie Guerrero versus Ray Phoenix. Well, Peekaboo, I got one to spice up your idea. What if you have Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Penta and Phoenix? How you like that? How about a current dream match? Seth Rollins versus Will Austin. Hey, it's your dream match. Whatever you want to, whatever you'd like. Yo, Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay would be awesome. I'd love to see it happen. I really wish we could see it happen. Yep, I'm sticking with mine. AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels. Hell yeah. Ooh, that's it, right? That's a good one. The two guys that everybody goes back and forth with that are the best to ever do it. Peekaboo, I knew you'd like that. Once I saw I saw you want Eddie Guerrero, but you weren't showing Penta and Ray Phoenix. I thought that was a perfect opportunity to throw it in a tag match. That way you get best of all worlds. Hey, it's your dream match, so you put them in whatever era you like. You want them in their prime? Boom. It's in their prime. Okay, Red Devil said John Cena when he was Dr. Thugonomics versus The Rock as the final boss. I like it. I'm interested. Shawn Michaels versus Kenny Omega. As long as it's the Kenny Omega that went against Okada and won. Otherwise, Shawn Michaels is gonna could win blindfolded. The promos would right. The final boss Rock and John Cena Thugonomics. Woo-hoo. Yo, it'd be so good, the promos. Hell yeah. China versus Rhea Ripley. Battle of the Mommy. I love it. You got Eddie Guerrero in China's corner. And Damian Priest maybe in Rhea Ripley's corner. Well, I made sure when I got the Eddie Guerrero figures, I made sure to get that Eddie Guerrero that version when he was with China too, with the long hair. Yeah, I like that. China versus Rhea Ripley. That's so good. I'll be in Rhea's corner. You know? Even better, Red Devil. Even better. Said, fuck Damian Priest. The lucky son of a bitch. He's lucky enough. He gets to go home every night with Lola Vice. Right? What a lucky son of a bitch he is, Damian Priest. I bet he woke up to just Lola Vice, just her and her world championship belt on her. Nothing else that morning. What a lucky man. Eddie Guerrero has one of the coolest mullets of all time. Absolutely. Ooh, the Macho Man versus Will Ospreay. I like it. I don't know why, but like I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really a big Dalton Castle fan, but I'd love to see the Macho Man versus Dalton Castle. Ooh, that's another good one, Donald. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Bronson Reed. Ooh, Big Bronson versus Bam Bam Bigelow. And both men love to fly from the top ropes for their finisher. I will Lash Legend. I will have Lash Legend. Yes, sir. Hey, I like Lash Legend. I think Trick Williams is a very lucky man at night. I would love to go home to Lash Legend also. You and me both, Chappelle. You and me both. Kenny the Cleaner versus Undertaker pre Brock Lesnar streak ending. Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be Kenny the Cleaner too. Hell yeah, Booker T versus Trick Williams. I feel like we'd run that one 2 ways. First as a one-on-one, and then later as a tag team. Kenny versus Undertaker for the streak, bro. Woo-hoo-hoo. Booker wouldn't stop singing his song. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I like that. That's all you hear from Booker T constantly when Trick Williams songs playing. Mr. Perfect versus MJF. Badass. I feel like it should. The only thing I would add to it, Donald, is put the IC title for the IC title when it was at its most prestige. Ooh, that would be so good. Hell yeah, the cleaner Kenny Omega just hits different. I'll add on to that one. Booker T versus Trick Williams in the grocery store street fight. Woo. Wait. Since Stone Cold and Booker T did a grocery store, you gotta start off in the grocery store, but they end in the barber shop. They go through a wall of the grocery store that leads them into the barber shop next door. Like Rick Rude versus Seth Rollins. Ooh, that would be good. If Rick Seth Rollins is gonna have to be jumping around if Rick Rude gets his arms around him. There goes Seth Rollins' neck. He's gonna pop him with his bare hands, especially with the figure broom that he used to walk to. Right? Absolutely. Stone Cold special guest rep for sure. I like it. Yep. End of the ball. Right? I thought that would be perfect. The Young Bucks versus the Rock and Roll Express. I like it. That's another thing too. Not only do I miss Kenny Omega, I miss the Young Bucks being the Young Bucks. Yo, Fat Boy Kicks. Yo, Queens, get that money. What up, brother? Too sweet. Fat Boy Kicks in the building. Peekaboo said Walmart would be a nice choice for the grocery store street fight since they got a barber shop and a salon in there. Ooh. And they got that outside part where they have trees and shit too. Ricky Steamboat versus Kurt Angle. Oh, oh yeah. Ooh. Yep, we got Donald got that one. Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles. We got that booked. That would be our main event for the world title of WrestleMania. Shawn versus AJ Styles. I would have Shawn Michaels coming into WrestleMania with the world title and AJ Styles going over. He's got the money bags. You know how we do it in Queens. The Great Muta versus Ricky the Steamboat. We need that. Right? Okay. Prime Triple H versus Gunther. I like it. I was gonna say we need to get some Prime Triple H in here. Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Gunther. Could you imagine the faction? Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Gunther, and William Regal as a faction? Who knows what that would have looked like if that happened? Let's see. Hunter vs. Gunther. Right? Like, and Lowood Kaiser to the faction. Oh, add Kaiser to the faction. That would be nice. Hell yeah, Peekaboo. Shit. I would and I would add Pete Dunne. Like I'd call I'm pretty sure we had the British invasion already, but I'd still call them the British invasion. Yeah, Chappelle, we're staying on to 3:30, then we're gonna call it and pass the hell out. Carlito versus Scripps. You know what it is, Chappelle? The glare of the screen, it gets you so tired when you're looking. I'm supposed to wait. Whenever the glare starts getting too much, I try to put these glasses on to help with it because I'll be thinking I'm mad tired, and then I'll get off the live, and the minute I turn the damn laptop off, I'm wide awake. That's when I figured out it's the glare that gets every YouTuber, or should I say night YouTubers at least. Get this glare. I didn't watch Raw, bro. So what? This is what you missed from Raw that you actually need to know. This is how I'm gonna save you 2 hours, easy. First, um, Seth Rollins and the Street Profits almost had a bond for a moment, but then it went to shit when Braun Breaker speared Montez Ford and Seth jumped out of the way. But before that, he was helping him up, and it looked like they were going to have a moment. Other than that, you had. If you spam the chat again, I'm going to kick you out. Don't spam the chat. I like that idea, bud. Not a bad idea. What else did you need to know, Red Devil? Okay, there you go, dumbass. Okay, that troll's gone. The ending was really all you needed to know. Jacob Fatu went ham and beat up Roman and the Usos and anybody else that got in his way. That's really the only thing you needed to know. And the Obafemi Open Challenge was a joke. Everybody was scared to do the Open Challenge. So Obafemi went in the back and grabbed the first two wrestlers he's seen, which was Garza and Garza's partner. I think Hector is his name. I forget what they call him, but the guy is always with Garza, and he dragged both of them to the ring and beat their ass. That's everything you need to know for Monday Night Raw. Thumbs down. It wasn't it. I remember John Cena's luchador cousin Juan Cena from Mexico. El Grande Americano Chad Gable versus Juan Cena. Oh yeah, Peekaboo. They're having a mass versus mass match soon. Both El Grandes. One of them are gonna have to take their mask off. Now I think Chad Gable's gonna be the one to take the mask off. I feel like if Kaiser takes the mask off, people are gonna be like, huh? Kaiser was a luchador? Even though you already know who's under the mask, you still don't want to see it happen in the ring. Be Kaiser. At least with Chad Gable, it's different. Hunt, I'm the same way. I drive for a living. Oh, so you definitely get it, Chappelle. Without a doubt. Angel Umberto, Los Garza. There we go, Peekaboo. Tell him, Chappelle. Yo, hit that like button when you walk in the building. Like, for real. It takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. You could double tap the screen. Either way, smash that like button. It's free 99. Yep, that sounds like Jacob, bro. Just smash everything. Oh, yeah. Just watching Oba beating up jobbers is not doing it for me. It just makes his win over Lesnar no big deal. Yep, that's facts. Definitely. Like, they're screwing it up. Why not throw real talent at Oba? We have some big guys. Throw them at Oba. Oh, and Oscar's done. That's the other thing. I knew it. I called it. We called it at Backlash that the way that match ended with Oscar hugging and everything that something didn't add up. They're not saying it, but they're showing it. So unless Oscar's, they're trying to make it like Oscar's taking some time off and maybe she'll be back, but I don't think so. I think she's done. She came out, she hugged EO tonight again, like she did the night before. And at one point, I was kind of waiting for her to do like the heel turn and knock EO out, but she didn't do that. Instead, she left the ring. Everybody started cheering. Thank you, Oscar. He needs to have a match with like Roman or Braun Breaker. Well, that's the whole thing though with Oba. They can't put him with those guys yet because if you put Oba with Roman Reigns, you can't put Oba with Roman Reigns unless you're ready to have Roman drop the belt. Because if Roman goes over Oba, that that destroys the whole thing of Brock Lesnar putting Oba over. That wastes that entire match. That's why they're doing this Oba Open Challenge shit because they're not ready for Oba to be to be the ruler with the world title just yet. It just sucks because they can be giving him real talent at least to smash. So that way it looks believable. She is semi-retired, whatever that means. That's what PWI Insider's reporting. Yeah, I got a kick out of that semi-retiring shit too. Like to me, semi-retired means you don't know that she's retired. You're not 100% sure, so you don't want to say one way or the other. So you made up this semi-retired bullshit. But we know she's done. Oh, you're not going to see Oba near Roman Reigns anytime soon. We're going to have Roman and Jacob Fatu tied up for a long time. You know, we're in May. SummerSlam's not to August 1st. Night 2's August 2nd. So until at least August 2nd, Roman and Jacob Fatu will be going at it. How long do you think it'll be before Oba wins a singles championship on Raw or SmackDown? Well, as of right now, he's on Monday Night Raw. So forget so I gotta forget the SmackDown titles. I hope they have him go after the IC title first before he goes for the world title. Because that could bring another layer to his story. You know, let him win the IC title, and then he'll hold that title to be the longest reigning IC title champion of all time. You know, let him hold the IC title for 1 year, and then let him drop it at WrestleMania. So that way, after WrestleMania, you then put him going after the world title. Right? Exactly. See, we always on the same page, D. Yeah, but Gunther beat the record though. Yeah, right now Gunther has the record. Oba beat Gunther's record. That's the beauty about records. They could always be broken by another talent. Or even if he doesn't beat Gunther's record, just let Oba hold the IC title for a year. Until they build up somebody believable that could take the title from him, even if they got to cheat. Probably even better if they do cheat. So that way, once Oba drops the IC title, if he drops it by the other guy cheating, it doesn't hurt him at all. And then from there, and that's when he'll go after the world title after that. Because he's got to go through the steps. Usually you get the IC title before you go after the world title. I was wondering the same thing with Asuka. What do they mean? Indefinitely semi-retired. I was reading the same article. Oba goes for Undertaker's record. The streak. Not for nothing. The streak, Undertaker should have never, that streak should have never been broken. He should have retired with the streak undefeated. That was the stupidest shit ever, having him lose the streak. That's bad, bad, bad writing on Vince's behalf. And Undertaker tried telling him that was a bad idea, but of course, Vince don't want to listen to nobody but Vince. Do you think Jacob Fatu will end up winning the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam? Because TKO's involved, I don't know. If a normal person was writing this story, probably. And I wouldn't mind seeing him world champ. Just depends on how it goes from here. I think Asuka's taking time off to figure out if she really wants to retire. So either way, she will not be on TV for a while. I'll see you later, though, bro. Much love. Yeah, it's 3:30, boys. We are gonna call it a night. We will be back Friday night, 12:30 Eastern after SmackDown. Make sure everybody to tell a friend so we can be friends. If you have not already smashed that like button, please do so. Support is free 99. And as always, everybody, remember, when you hunt with the pack, you never hunt alone. So as always, everybody, stay hunting, and everybody have a safe week, family. We out of here.